Welcome to DVCom Technology. In this lab, I'm going to show you how to configure port-based VLAN in Vigor3910 router. Before we start the configuration, let's go and understand the lab topology. In my lab topology, we have a Vigor3910 router which is going to act as a gateway for my internal network. And there is a port number 12. I'm going to connect my PC and I'm using for administrative purpose. To configure any changes or anything, I'm going to use this port number 12. And port number 4, I'm going to keep it in VLAN number 10. And port number 5, I'm going to keep it in VLAN number 20. Port number 6, I'm going to keep it in VLAN number 30. So now each and every interface in my DrayTek router, I'm going to keep it into different VLANs. So this is, you can call it as a port based VLAN. So each and every port, I'm going to keep it into the different VLAN. Then after that, port number 3, I'm going to connecting to internet directly. So it's going to get the IP address from the DHCP. So let's go and see how I'm going to configure this. And by the way, what I'm going to do for VLAN number 10, I'm just using 192.168.10. network. And for VLAN number 20, I'm going to use 20.network. For VLAN number 30, I'm going to use 30.network. That's what I'm going to do now. And for each and every VLAN 10.1, for VLAN number 10, I'm going to configure 10.1 as the gateway. For VLAN number 20, 20.1 as the gateway. For 30, 30.1 as the gateway. And I'm going to configure the DHCP as well as DNS. I'm going to configure it in my DrayTek router. Let's go and see how I'm going to do this lab. So first thing is that access the router with the default IP, username and password. As you know that the default IP address is 192.168.1.1, which is this. And the default username is admin. And default password is admin. So by default, the DHCP is enabled for 192.168.1 network, so that the moment when you connect your PC into the LAN, by default you are going to get the IP address. Let's go and check it now. So now I'm going to connect my PC on port number 12. I have connected. So let's see that whether I can able to reach my DrayTek router or not. To reach open the terminal, type the IP address as ping 192.168.1.1. Yes, I have a successful reachability. Then after that, open the browser and type the IP address as 192.168.1.1 and enter the username is admin and password is admin. Then click login. Then as you know that initially you are getting a warning, your router is still set to default password. You should change it via the system maintenance menu. So that's my next task. So change the default admin password. It's always recommends to do that. So to change the default password, you need to go to the system maintenance. Then after that, you can click on the administrator password. Then specify the old password, which is admin. Then the new password. Then after that, confirm the password. Then you can click OK. Now the password has changed successfully. To verify that, just log out from your device and specify the username as admin and specify the old password. Say login. If you see here, the username or password you entered is incorrect. So I'm going to specify the username as admin and I'm going to give you the new password. Then after that, click login. Now you can able to see successfully. Now the next task is that change the port settings according to your lab topology. So this is very important, guys, to understand. If you see here, port number 4, as I told you, I'm going to keep it on VLAN number 10. Port number 5, VLAN number 20. Port number 6 into VLAN number 30. So each and every port, I'm going to keep it into different VLANs, guys. So this is, we can call it as a port based. That's what I'm going to do now. So for that, what you are going to do, make sure that make it off this one before you are going to do your task. Then just go here on the LAN. Then after that, click on the general setup. You can able to see at the moment the default one is the LAN 1 and the default IP address is 192.168.1.1. So right now all the LAN interfaces are belongs to the same zone, which is LAN, and the default IP address is 192.168.1.1. So now what I'm going to do now, before you are going to do the changes guys, what you are going to do, you need to change the port settings according to your lab topology. That's very important to do it. So to do that, just go to the port setup. Then after that, see here, at the moment port number 4 is belongs to the LAN, port number 5 is belongs to the WAN, and port number 6, port number 7, port number 8. So but what I'm going to do now, port number 5 I'm going to make it as a LAN, so that everything is getting changed. So right now if you see here, port number 5, 6, 7 and 8 all belongs to the LAN zone now. Then click OK now. Then after that say OK now. It's going to reboot. So just open, keep continuous ping what's going on the behind the screen. So my device has come back successfully. Now I'm going to log in with my username and password. Now my next step is that I need to change the IP addresses according to my lab topology. Now if you see here the configuration of LAN interface. So for P4 I am going to keep it into VLAN number 10, which is the green VLAN, and P5 I am going to keep it into VLAN number 20, which is the black VLAN, and P6 I am going to keep it into orange VLAN. So I need to change the IP addresses according to my lab topology. Let's go and do that. So now just click on the LAN and click on the general setup. Now first of all what I'm going to do now, just go to the VLAN. Then first you need to do it, enable the VLAN. Then as per my lab topology, I want to keep P4, port number 2 I don't want to disturb it, I want to keep it as LAN 1, and P5 I want to keep it in another VLAN, and P6 I want to keep it in another VLAN. Again P7, P8, P9, P10, P11, P12. They are in the same LAN, which is LAN 1. So now for P4 I am just planning to keep LAN 2. Then P5 I am going to keep it on LAN 3, and P6 I am going to keep it on LAN 4. Then after that, go down and click OK. Now click OK now. Now your router is going to reboot and it is going to come back. So just wait for some time. It will take approximately 25 seconds. There you go. The router has come back as much as fast. Now just refresh it. Now enter the username as admin and the password. Then click login. Then after that you can go to the LAN and click on the general setup. You can able to see LAN 2, LAN 3 and LAN 4. So make sure that, I just want to give you some idea guys. So here port number 4 we kept into LAN 2. So which means the port number 4 I am going to use it for VLAN number 10. And port number 5 we kept in LAN 3. And it's going to use it for VLAN number 20. And port number 6 it belongs to VLAN number 30, and we assigned LAN number 4. So now if you see here LAN number 2, it has 192.168.2.1. So I am going to change this one as 10.1 as per my topology. On LAN 3 I am going to change it as 20.1, and LAN 4 I am going to change it as 30.1. So these are the changes I am going to do it. Also I am going to configure the DHCP and DNS. Let's go and see what I am going to do now. So first of all, let's click on the details page. Then after that you can say this is for VLAN number 10. Then I'm going to give the IP address as 192.168.10.1. Then the subnet mask, I don't want to change it. I want to use it as /24. In case if you have any requirement, then you can able to change it. Then after that, enable server. So the DHCP server, I'm going to make it as 192.168.10.11. Then I just want 10 IP addresses. And the gateway is 192.168.10.1. And least time, I don't want to change it. Then the secondary DNS, I want to give it as 4.2.2. And primary is 4.2.2 and secondary is 8.8.8.8. Then click OK now. Then say OK. And do you want to reboot your router? Say yes, say OK now. Then after that, router is going to reboot now. Just open the command line and see there how much time is going to take. There you go. Just refresh the page. Then you can able to see your dashboard. Then enter the username and password. Then after that, click login now. Now let's go to the LAN again, click on the VLAN. Now you see here, this is already we have done it guys. Yeah. Then click on the general setup. Now we configure LAN 2 for VLAN number 10. Then LAN 3 I am going to keep it for VLAN number 20. Click on the details page and I am going to give VLAN number 2, VLAN 20 and specify the IP address is 192.168.20.1 and I just want to change it here as 20.11. The DHCP has to start from 20.11. I want 20 IP addresses here and I just want to make it 20.1 is the gateway. Then after that, the DNS I am going to give as per UAE standards, which is 213.42.2020 and 195.229.241.222. That's my secondary DNS. Then click OK now. Say OK. Click OK. Then open this terminal. You can able to see the behind the scene what's happening exactly. How much time is going to take to come back. There you go. It has come back now. Then just type the username as admin and the password. Then log in. Now go to the LAN. Then after that, click on general setup. You can see we have configured VLAN number 10 and VLAN number 30. VLAN number 20. And now I'm going to configure VLAN number 30. Just click on details page. And this is I'm going to use it for VLAN number 30. Then I just want to make 30.1 is the IP address as a gateway. And I want to start the IP addresses from 30.10. And here I'm going to keep it like 30 IP addresses. Then the gateway IP address is 30.1. And I'm going to specify the primary DNS as 213.42.2020 and 195.229.241.222, which is my secondary DNS. Then click OK now. Say OK. Click OK now. It's going to reboot and it's going to come back. There you go. Now type the username as admin and the password. Then click login now. So far we have configured 3 interfaces, port number 4, port number 5 and port number 6. If you see here as per my lab topology, port number 4 should belongs to VLAN number 10, port number 5 it should belongs to VLAN number 20 and port number 6 it belongs to VLAN number 30. So I have separated these ports and I have assigned the different subnets. So that the remaining ports which is port number 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are belongs to the same subnet which is LAN number 1. So as per my lab topology I have done this. Now after this and the verification part I am going to show it to you at the end. Then after that I am going to show it to you how to configure the WAN interface. Now as per my lab topology, port number 3 is going to connecting to the internet and it's going to get the IP address through DHCP from my service provider. Let's go and do that. So now I'm going to connect the, let's click on the dashboard and make sure that make it off. So I'm going to connect at the moment the WAN interface. So I have connected now. Just refresh it. There you go. Now to configure this WAN interface, either you can just click on this, or you can just go to the WAN, then click on the general setup. Then if you see here, there is a port number 3. You can able to set up, and if you want to configure the configurations, you just go here WAN 3 and click on the details page. That is one way of doing. The another way is that just go to the dashboard, then click on directly on P3. Now you can able to see here, directly jump into directly P3 interface. Now by default it select as obtain IP address automatically. So from my service provider I got this IP address. In case if you get the IP address from your service provider statically, then just select static, specify an IP address and just specify the IP address, subnet mask, gateway and primary and secondary DNS. But as per my lab topology, I need to get the IP address dynamically from my service provider. And after this, I just want to show it to you my routing table. To see the routing table, just click on the diagnostics, then select the routing table. Then if you see here, so far we have a VLAN number 10, VLAN number 1, 20 and 30, and it's my internet connection. You can able to see here. And also there is a default route which is injected from my service provider. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to connect my P4, P5 and P6 interfaces. But before that, if you want to check whether you are getting internet or not, just go to the diagnostics. Then after that, click on the ping diagnosis. Then after that, type the IP address as 4.2.2 so that you can able to check whether you can able to reach from your router to the internet. Then click on run and say OK. Now you just wait for 10 seconds, then you can able to see the output. There you go. I have a successful reachability. Now I am going to the dashboard now. So I am going to connect the interfaces now. So let's go and do that. So just click on the P4. I'm going to connect it to my, and P5 I'm going to connect it to on VLAN number 20, and P6 I'm going to connect it on VLAN numbers 30. There you go. Now I just want to refresh it now so that you can able to see it. So P4, P5 and P6 has connected successfully. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to connect my PC into VLAN number 10 in my layer 2 switch. So let's go and check. So let's go and check it now. Right now my PC which is connected directly on P12. Port number 12 I belongs to LAN 1 subnet, and let's go and check what's the IP address I have it at the moment. So that go to the system preference, then after that you can click on the network. Then you can see here right now I got the IP address from 192.168.1 network. So now I'm going to keep my PC into VLAN number 10. Let's go and check whether I can able to get the IP address or not. So I am removing and I'm going to connecting on my switch on port VLAN number 10. Let's see here. You guys, you can able to see that whether I can able to get the IP or not. There you go. I got the IP address. So I want to do a verification. So first thing is that whether I can able to ping my gateway or not, which is 10.1. Yes. Can I able to get the internet? Yes. Open the browser and type www.draytek.com. There you go. And click on that. I just want to see the routers. I want to do some browsing. See how quick is, how fast is that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change into VLAN number 20. So let's go here, click on the system preference. Then after that, click on the network. So I'm going to remove my PC and I'm going to connecting on VLAN number 20. So I'm going to connecting on VLAN number 20 now. If everything is fine, then you are going to get the IP address. There he is. So now the first verification is that I want to check the reachability for my gateway. Success. and I want to check the internet access. Perfect. Now this time I'm going to verify the wireless access points. So just click on all access points. Then I can able to see 960C, which is Wi-Fi 6. Then we have a couple of access points which works really fantastic. So now what I want to do now, I just want to connecting on VLAN number 30. So before that, just open your system preferences. Then after that, click on the network. Now I'm going to remove it from VLAN number 20 and I'm going to connecting on VLAN number 30. There you go. Now I got the IP address. So let's do the basic verification. Open the terminal and I'm trying to ping the gateway IP, which is 30.1. Perfect. And I want to ping internet. It's perfectly alright. Now this time I'm trying to see what are the switches is available in DrayTek. Just click on all switches. There you go. Now you can able to see we have a layer 2 and layer 2 plus switches. It works really fantastic. Now if I want to go back to the specific router, if I want to see the specifications, just go to the all routers. Then you can able to see the different model of the routers. And right now in this session mostly we are discussing about Vigor3910. So if I want to see the specifications, let's go and see that. So these are the specifications. So internet is working perfectly alright. And if you want to do some other basic observations, just go here, go to the router. Right now let's see here whether you're able to access your router. Why? Because I'm in VLAN number 30. See here, I'm not able to access it because I didn't enable interLAN routing. So now what I'm going to do now, I just want to access through 192.168.30.1. Then enter the username admin and type the password. So now I want to check the DHCP table of my DrayTek router. For that, just go to the diagnostics, then click on the DHCP table. Now if you see here, I have connected with VLAN number 30. I got the IP address as 30.10 and this is the MAC address of my laptop and this is the name of my host. And you can able to see how many DHCP pools has configured and what is the range. And if you want to check the routing table, you can able to see it. And in case if you want to see the NAT sessions, just click on the NAT table and you can able to see it here. And which ports is going and which IP address you are trying to access, you can able to see it. I hope this video is very informative and you guys are really enjoying my videos. And we will catch up in my next video. Thank you for watching. For sales, please send us an email sales@datavoice.com. See you in the next video.